Hello, everyone. Welcome today. I'm so excited for you to join in today with me and be on this experience and this journey together. So, yeah, I'm really just going to give everyone a few minutes to kind of, tune in here and give everyone some time. But, as I do so, I'm going to start shuffling some of the cards and I'm excited to just chat with you guys. And then I can also do some readings too for anyone who has any questions for me and wants some further guidance. So I'm so excited to get started with you today. And if you're here, let me know and, say hi. And also tell me how your day's been going so far. How has your morning been? I would love to know. So definitely, I'm super excited. I have so many cards right here next to me. So there's so many great things to go through today with you guys. So I'm just going to give everyone a few more minutes and then we can kind of just talk about a few things and see if anyone has any questions for me. So, all right. So, yeah, I mean, today has definitely been, a day where I'm just, oh, hi, Cassandra. Hello, I'm having a good morning. I'm so happy you're having a good morning, Cassandra. Yeah, definitely, sometimes we can feel a little bit of that like stress and anxiety and all of that. But one of the things that I want you to do too when you come here and we're together as a community is just kind of, release all of that, let all that negativity go and just be here with me in this moment today and just be fully present and mindful, as we go on this experience and this journey together and as we grow together. And then, oh, Kira says hi. Hi, Kira. And Linda also says good evening. So I love that. Good evening to you as well. I am just, again, so happy and so grateful for this community and just all of your guys' positivity every time I, go live with you guys or just even see your guys' comments on my videos. Like it always just fills my spirit with just so much joy and love and light. So thank you all. Oh, okay. Camo said hi. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started and just really talk about a few things with you today. And if you guys do have any questions for me, I can totally do a reading as well and kind of give you some clarity there. So did you guys get my email or did you see, I'm curious how you guys knew about this live because that helps me know how to better, communicate when I am live and doing that. So did you guys hear by email or just did you see it? Like, did YouTube let you know or? Yeah, oh, your phone was alerted. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so lots of different ways. Okay, cool. So as I'm just kind of shuffling the cards, I'm just releasing again that tension and that energy that has been really, sometimes our emotions can be just so, up and down. And it's just always good to remember it's okay to feel things, right? Because that's what makes us human. Feeling things, experiencing things. And, and when we do those things, when it's a negative feeling or a negative energy, it's important to have that and then to just healthily release it in whatever way that you do that. So, there's ways that in the world we can go about releasing that energy in bad ways. Like we can have bad habits or we can take it out on other people. We can do that, or we can really just let that go and let that just go into the universe and let that, be no more part of you and what you're going through. So I just really believe in release. And I'm feeling like release is a big thing today, release that which we can't control, right? And that's kind of just surrendering to the will, the will of God, the will of the universe, just surrendering that destiny and things happen for a reason. And there's only so much that we can do and we can only control ourselves, right? So, just being who you are is just a beautiful thing too. And oh, I think something just fell back there, but okay, as long as there's not a fire, we're all good, right? Just because I do have some candles and incense burning, but as long as there's not a fire, we're good. Yeah, so you said same with me. I subscribed and was alerted. Oh, and you follow me on Facebook and YouTube as well. So that's amazing. I love that so much. Thank you for following me. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, I just think that it's so important too that we always, stay true to who we are as people. No fire. You're right, Linda. No fire today, right? That's good. I definitely don't need that right now. So happy about that. Oh, hi, Marlana. You joined us. Thank you so much for joining today with us and just, chatting and we can talk about things. And so what do you guys want to talk about today? Would you like to talk about, you have any, questions for me, or would you like to talk about maybe, relationships and advice with that? Or we can even talk about, spirituality and kind of, life in general. Like, I definitely would love to hear if you guys have any things that specifically you'd like me to talk about. But if not, I definitely have things I could definitely share with you too, and we can talk about until someone has something that they would like me to do for them, or a reading or anything like that. But yeah, so I was just thinking about that a little bit today and reflecting, and like also the importance of like habits is another thing that I've been really reflecting on lately and meditating on, is like the importance of like sometimes we don't feel like doing certain things, right? And I'm definitely a very feeling person. So what I'm really trying to really focus my energy on is, that whole where it's like sometimes habits and work are just as valuable as, feelings and emotions. So it's like, putting those things into practice that are good for us, even when we don't feel like doing those things. That's self-discipline isn't always bad. Sometimes it has a bad reputation, I feel like. And self-discipline can be a very good thing. It can be a very helpful thing, to motivate us and to continue just bettering ourselves. So I think self-discipline is a beautiful thing. And I think it's something that even people who are, like me and very highly driven by emotion and feeling, we also need to have that space for being, self-disciplined and really following, certain habits that are good for us, and, doing the things we need to do in order to get to the place that we're destined to get to. Okay. So some of you guys already have questions for me, I'm seeing. So let's see. Okay. So Rick, let's do your question, Rick. So you said, I'd like to know why everyone lies to me about wanting to be with me. Okay. So I'm having a feeling here that, is it the people who are lying to you about wanting to be with you? This is in a romantic context? Is that correct, Rick? Is it kind of like romantically they're lying to you about wanting to be with you? And I'm wondering too if, yes, okay, so it is a romantic context. So I'm wondering too if these people who are, lying to you. So I wonder, is it they're lying and then they're kind of not acting in a way that's like cohesive with that? It's kind of like giving you, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the term cognitive dissonance. It's actually a really interesting concept where it's like you want things to be cohesive. And so sometimes it can be hard when in relationships, things and actions don't match up to how we feel the person, should be acting in that situation. If that makes sense, I can give you guys an example too, but I'm wondering if that's kind of what you have been experiencing, Rick, like kind of where it's like, they'll say certain things, but then their actions don't really match with that. Or they'll say, yeah, or they'll completely, so they'll kind of like, it's a common term nowadays, people use the term ghost. So is that kind of what you're saying? Like they'll say, I want to be with you, and then they'll kind of just ignore you and shut you out. So yeah, let's look at further into that. I think that that's definitely a very common thing. And, something that a lot of people definitely have, and it's the worst too, especially when someone fully commits and that happens, and it's definitely a very common thing. I feel like, through relationship processes and through dating, and it can make you almost question yourself, I feel like in some ways. And I'm not going to lie, like I have been, I have also contributed to that in some ways. And of course I regret that, because again, I never want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I feel like I too have been, kind of slightly, I sometimes have the ability to like not respond sometimes if I'm not interested. But I'm wondering too, though, if this is like after you guys already started like seeing each other, or like something, was already established. I wonder if that's kind of what you're getting at here, Rick. And I'm just curious too, are you already in a relationship with these people once they do this to you, or are you dating them, or are you kind of just reaching out to them? I would love that, because that will help give me more clarity too on this reading today with you. So yeah, so if you could just let me know which of those you feel like it really is, and then let's see what the cards have to say there. But yeah, so you're basically just kind of wanting to know why people are lying to you. Why is there this facade, this mask on their intentions and what they really want? Let's see. So the first card I'm pulling here for you, Rick, is, let's see. Okay, so it says, forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Okay, so this is interesting. And you just also said, no, I drive a semi truck, and when I get back in town, they vanish. Okay, so there's some distance So basically, this is already very telling to me, this card, because it's literally saying, forge, don't follow. So right now, I feel like it's kind of what the message is you need to kind of take control in a way of these situations. Like, you need to kind of have that energy where you're almost kind of like, it's hard to explain in a way that's like, it's almost like you need to have the energy that it's like, are they good enough for me? And I don't want you to, like, obviously be rude or or anything like that, but I feel like that's something that, in the dating process can be very important to have that self-confidence and have that, ability to be like, it's not, are they going to run away from me? Like, are they going to like me? Like, I would definitely reset your mindset here, Rick. And that's kind of what this card is saying as well. Like, it's saying forge, don't follow. So it's saying, instead of following these people, following these people that you are dating and romantically involved with, instead of kind of just following whatever they want, trying to please them, trying to be good enough for them, the universe is kind of saying to reshape your attitude here. And instead, really wanting you to, like, kind of have that mindset and that energy about you where it's like, are they meeting my standards? Are they everything that I'm looking for in a person? It's not so much where, like, you're scared they're going to leave. And I know that's a hard thing to do. So I don't want you to think that I'm diminishing, like, it definitely takes a lot of work and a lot of practice to really put that into place. But I almost feel like, just by you said I got you. I actually fully understand what you were saying. Well, that's amazing. I'm so happy you totally understand what I mean here, Rick. Because again, like, it's like, and I find this is so true too. It's like, kind of when you change your mindset and you change, your approach to dating and relationships, and you change it to where it's like, is this guy's definitely, like, okay, like, he's lucky. Like, I know that sounds almost, conceited in a way, but you kind of need that. You really need that in order to just know how worthy you are. Of course, always treat people with respect and kindness, but at the same time, don't make it all about, pleasing them, all about, like, oh, am I good enough for them? It's like, do they meet my standards? Like, do I feel chemistry with them? Do I feel connection? Do I feel like they're, like, meeting all the standards that I have in a future partner? And if they don't, well, then, it is what it is. Like, the universe, and this is I feel like too here, Rick, is like, not only do you want to have that, meet all these things that I want, but you also need to be like, even if they do all these things that you want, and, even if they are, like, perfect person, and then let's say they, reject you, or they just vanish or ghost you, then you have to then have that faith, that inner faith, where you're like, you know what, this is not the right person for me, because they didn't see my value, and they didn't see and appreciate that, and they didn't, value me for how amazing and, what an amazing person I am. They didn't see that. And do I want to be with someone the rest of my life who doesn't completely value me and treat me like I'm, a king or a queen? No. You want someone who cherishes you, right? So that's the thing there, Rick, is that I feel like, even if it did seem like the perfect match, and it seemed like way too good to be true, and like, how could this happen? And you're devastated, and naturally that will happen. You will be a little bit hurt at first, but you have to, continue to have that strong faith that, my person's out there. Maybe they seemed like the right one, but when I meet the right one, I will literally be like, I can't even believe I thought that, so and so, whatever her name is, it was the right one, because this is my real dream. This is my real, the real soulmate that I'm looking for. So I hope that kind of helps you a little bit, Rick. I know we only drew you one card, but I really think that, that did provide a lot of clarity on kind of the approach and energy just to kind of go forward with. And I think that that's really going to have a positive impact for you and for your future relationships and dating. So I hope that you appreciated that, Rick, and I'm really happy to help you in that way. And then RS, you said, please, can you all pray for me? I'm very heartbroken and lost. Okay, I'm so sorry, RS. Definitely, I'm praying for you, and I'm sending all of my love. Just know that you are never alone. Like, you have so much in front of you. You have so much, potential, and you have a destiny. Like, no one in the world is like you, and there's good things that are coming your way. And I just want you to know that, if you ever need anyone, I just feel like this community is really supportive, and like, I'm always here to to support you and to pray for you. So I'm sending all of my prayers and my blessings your way again. And just know that you're not alone. And, God, the universe, whatever you believe, like they created you with a purpose in mind. And, just know that there's not only a ton of people here on earth who care deeply for you, but, that you are also just uniquely and beautifully made. So I just want you to know that too, RS. And I love too how everyone's really supporting RS too. That's definitely part of what I want this community to be is, again, somewhere that we can all support each other and really just help, raise each other's vibrational frequencies, really just help transmit that energy and that positivity to each other, as we are all facing our own challenges in life, because, there's no such thing as a perfect life. We all go through so many dark moments and so many obstacles. So, RS, you want to know how to purchase a 1-card reading? Okay, yeah. So basically all you'd have to do for that is you see like the little icon under the chat. It's basically called the super chat. And then you would basically just put in, for 1 card, we're doing $20 or I'm sorry, yeah, $15 for 1 card. And then it goes up from like 10 for each, how many cards you'd like me to pull for you today. But again, like this really just helps me to continue to be able to do these readings for you guys. And I seriously appreciate it so much. Like I honestly I have so much gratitude for you and for all the contributions that you guys make to this channel, because it really allows me to continue to do these readings with you guys and, help provide you guys clarity. And then it says, and then let's see. So, and then Rick, you said, yes, it helped more than you can imagine. I'm so happy, Rick. Thank you. I'm so, so happy that, that this helped you and provided you with this clarity that you were really looking for. And, that always just makes me so just, I'm just so grateful to even be able to meet you and just to be able to be involved with all these amazing, souls that are here in this community. So thank you, Rick. And okay, so yeah, so RS, I hope that made sense. It's like the little thing right under the chat. And then basically you'll type in whatever question you want, and then you can let me know too what you really are looking for clarity on. So yeah. And then yeah, again, I love like all the support and prayers that I'm seeing, because like people don't realize sometimes like how powerful things are, especially with like manifesting, things into reality, and just having that community atmosphere like is so powerful. And I feel like that gets overlooked so much today. And in spirituality overall, like people think this is a really interesting concept that, I've been thinking about and I've been discussing. And the thing is people think spirituality is an individual personal experience. And in some ways that's very true. It is. But in other ways, having that community, having that group setting, and having those people that you can rely on and you can, continue, journeying through your spiritual growth with together, that will literally help manifest that. And that will actually create huge changes within the universe itself. So that's like something I think is really interesting. That's why obviously if you look at it, like there's been congregations, there's been churches, there's been, definitely like temples, there's been all these things throughout thousands of years. And there's a reason for that. It's because coming together, praying things out loud, putting our intentions into words and, actions is super powerful. And I feel like that's something that again gets overlooked. Like we like to look at the spiritual aspects, and spiritual aspects are important, but also physical aspects are. And I think that's a really interesting point that actually one of my spiritual mentors brought up to me one time was like, I would think like the soul, or like, it's all about, me and like my personal growth and journey. But the thing is, and the things we do can literally change, our reality, if that makes sense. Just as our thinking can change, can change so much and has that law of attraction, has that impact on the future, so does, our actions and the things that, we do physically and the things that, we actually set into stone. So it's like all aspects. It's kind of like a combination of, our body, our soul, our spirit. There's that beautiful balance. And then of course the community aspect, where it's like things go beyond just you as an individual, and then they become something bigger than yourself, they become something that transcends time, and it's just so powerful. And then when powerful and spiritual and positive people come together, that's when true change can occur within the community, which I feel like is so, so beautiful too. But hi, I'm Jonathan. Hi Jonathan, nice to meet you. You made a reading about me and my soulmate in a drawing, but I haven't met him. I think it's a future soulmate, and I'd like to know more in another full reading. Okay, yeah. So if you guys would like a reading, basically all you would do is just put in your question in the super chat, and if you want a one card, I can do that. Probably I can do that for like $10 is probably around what I can do that for. Again, normally when I see my clients in person, it's a lot more, but I do want to give you guys as much of a deal as possible so I can still continue to provide this for you guys. But at the same time, I definitely want to provide you with as much value as possible. And again, I appreciate it so much because it does allow me to continue doing this with you guys. And so yeah, so you would just use the little super chat that's under the chat if you have, wanting, or if you want me to do a one card reading for you, or I can do multiple cards, or we can kind of see what's going on there. And then Johnny says, "What's up?" Hi, Johnny. How are you? So yeah, so has anyone, really taken the time yet to really pray and meditate today? If you guys have, that would be great. Like, I'd love to know because, I still have not really. I mean, I always am kind of like, I'm one of those people too, though, who's kind of prays like as I go throughout my day, but I haven't actually taken the time yet to actually sit down and go through and meditate and really journal because I don't know. Oh, I'd love to know if any of you guys are like this too. Like, I'm a writer. So I love, I also, I write poetry and I write music, like I write songs. And that's also kind of goes hand in hand with like my spirituality because sometimes, I'll write those, write those poems, write those, journal entries or songs or whatever about, like my, place in the universe and my spiritual journey. And I think that really helps in so many ways, really be able to channel that energy and, to continue to find like that growth. And that's why it's a huge, aspect of manifesting and manifestation is, writing things down. Because again, as we put our intentions into the physical, oh, you write music too, Johnny. I love that. Do you write? That's amazing. What kind of music do you write? I would love to know too. But yeah, I'm definitely one of those people too, like throughout my day, like I'll just, things will come to my mind. And I think that's partially also true with like spirituality. But like as I'm, going through my day, like a lyric or something will come to my head, like, and I'll just have to write it down. So like my notes are just full of like different little scatters of like how I'm feeling and like how my emotions and like my spirit is really affecting my day. So it's kind of interesting. And I think that's a beautiful way, like whether you like to write or not, I think it's always great to have, kind of a way to really just be able to express yourself on a, on like that level, that creative level. And I think there's something so beautiful about that too, is just again, that expression on a creative level. And that's just given us, it's a gift in itself to be able to fully embrace that. And I just think, I'm grateful for that too. And I think we should also take some time today too, to really be grateful for the gifts we have and all the things we have, because this is something I know for me too, like just thinking about it, like I have so many blessings. And I'm not just saying like, oh, I have so many blessings, but I'm saying like we all do. Like we are so blessed, like to have a house, to have food, to have, a computer or an iPhone or a phone of some sort that you're able to join in with me today. Like everything is such a blessing. And like, I personally just am so beyond grateful for all these things. We are abundant. That's so true, Donnie. We are abundant and we are filled with so much infinite potential too. But like part of growing and, getting to the place that we need to get to, and part of, getting to our dreams and having those ambitions and dreams come true and really, manifest into reality is, I really strongly believe, is just also being grateful for what we currently have and loving ourselves as we currently are. And that's something too that I work on, and I definitely, always need to do better with, because again, like at the end of the day, we are abundant. Like you said, Johnny, like we have so many gifts and there's so many amazing things about us and, about you, about each and every single one of you. And just sometimes, of course, we want to do better. We want to be better. We want to, continue to strive towards our goals and our dreams, but we have that potential within us. we have to just realize that, and also, be grateful for the many gifts and talents and, things about ourselves and our souls and who we are that we have. So I think there's definitely a balance between that. Like having that gratitude can also help, you know, like allow you to continue down that path of really achieving your dreams and reaching those dreams and those goals. So I hope that kind of too helps a little bit. I'm just feeling called to say that right now and just kind of let you guys know how I'm feeling about that. And then you said, oh, Johnny, you said you write underground hip hop. Okay, that's really cool. But it can get pretty spiritual. That's awesome. I love that so much. I actually used to it was like kind of a joke thing, but back in like high school and college, like I used to I used to like rap it what is that called? I can't even think what it's called. Where it's like they just give you a beat and you just start going. What is that called? It was like a funny like joke. It'd be like, oh, like Megan can rap and like what is it? Freestyle. Yes, that's what it was. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm really good at freestyle. And there was like a time where I was like, I would do that just for fun. But that's really great. Just fun, but oh, and then Raphael, you said good day from Melbourne. Thank you for the emails. They were very encouraging. Well, I'm so happy that you enjoyed that, Raphael. So thank you for coming, and that's amazing, Melbourne. You came all the way from Melbourne to be with us. And then oh, you did, Johnny. That's hilarious. I don't know why freestyle came to my mind when you said that, but that's so great that you posted a video yesterday on that. And then, okay, oh, RS. Oh, thank you so much, RS. I just saw that you, that's so kind of you. And thank you again. Like that really helps us so much. So thank you. And then I will do your reading for you right now, RS. So you want to do a 2-card reading. So we will do that for you right now. So you kind of want to have clarity here on will my boyfriend and I work things out. Okay, RS. So let's see. I already feel some energy here. I'm kind of centering myself, centering like my energy, but I already feel this like tension, like this very deep hurt from like coming from you, RS, right now, just as I'm concentrating and setting, and attuning to this reading. I already feel like there's this deep hurt and heartbreak almost. Like I almost want to start crying because I feel it so deeply. There's this pain. And let me know too, as I'm talking, if some of these things are resonating with you, RS, that definitely is great. And I'm kind of looking at my cards right now and seeing which pile I'm really feeling drawn to. Okay. I'm feeling like we're going to start here. Okay, RS, we're going to start with these cards. Okay. Yes. You said yes. So you understand what I'm saying there with the deep hurt and heartbreak and pain. Cause I just really felt it overwhelming. Like I almost just like wanted to cry because like it felt so heartbreaking. Whatever has occurred and whatever's happened within your relationship. But let's, kind of see here if things are going to work out or, and if they don't work out, I want you to know that it doesn't mean that it means that that's not your person, or it means that, it's not the right time. Like, I don't want you to lose hope either way, no matter what the cards say, because either way, it's going to work out for you. You're going to find your true soulmate. Let's look a little bit further if it's going to be, your boyfriend that you work things out with in this situation, in this time. So I'm going to just tap my energy into the cards here that I'm feeling for this reading. I often like to do 3 again because 3 is a very, very spiritual reading. And yeah, Christina, I can definitely do a reading for you right after. Basically what you're going to do is you're just going to use the super chat, which is like right under where you type in anything. And then you're just going to submit, whatever question you have. And then it's $10 for 1 card, $20 for 2 cards, $30 for 3 cards, all that. So if that makes sense, if that kind of helps too. And it just really helps me to continue to come on here and do these readings with you guys. Okay. I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit more for you, RS. Okay. I just feel like it's very intense, whatever you're going through. Oh, and Christina, I also go in the order of like, as people ask me the questions and submit. So if that also makes sense too, but I'm happy that made sense. Okay, so again, Christina, you're just going to use like the little, like, it looks like a little like money, like cash symbol or something under the chat. And then you should be able to just like submit your question and then like give the amount that you want for your reading. Okay, so RS, our first, oh my gosh, RS. Oh, you said intense is an understatement. Yeah, okay. And look at what our first card is that we pulled, RS. Like, this is honestly, and this is the one that I was drawn to from you, like completely did not look obviously, and just pulled this for you. The first card we have is despair. It says, this is like, I'm going to start crying almost just because I can feel it. Like I can feel this energy, like the sadness. And so it says despair is the first card we pulled, is like the first thing that we are kind of just understanding in this, you know, in this situation and in this, you know, dynamic, is like there's this deep despair that you're going through right now. And it says, you know, I need your divine intercession right now, oh great spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul, free me from this burden. So you really almost feel, and I feel like this deeply too, you feel such like a weight on your, like on yourself right now with this relationship. It's like there's just like this heavy weight where it's like almost like this like draining energy where it's like you feel like you can't almost breathe in a way. Like, and I'm gonna get like, I'm gonna start getting emotional because again, like that's very, you know, it's not easy. And I'm almost feeling that energy myself where it's like that whole, like, it's like hard to almost like breathe, because it's like you have this intense despair and energy and pain that's just weighing on your soul. So then it says, you know, open me to your highest plan. So there's a highest plan. So the beautiful thing here too is that I just text my mom, it hurts so much I can't breathe. That's, oh my gosh, you did not just, are you serious? Like, that's insane to me that you literally just texted your mom that. And like, that's exactly what we already like have just discovered together in our reading. Like that, oh my gosh. And I feel that too. And I'm just, I mean, like, again, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Like that is so hard, but it also shows you too that like literally like this is for you 100%. Like, just know that, you know. And this says, you know, open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. So really, I think it's just, you know, saying, you know, there's a highest plan. It's reminding you right now, you know, before we even like get to the next card and see like if whether, you know, it's your boyfriend necessarily that things are going to work out with or what's going to happen. Basically, what the universe and God wants to tell you right now from the beginning here is like that, you know, even though you feel this terrible crushing despair, basically like you need to just, you know, be open to this plan. And, you know, exactly, she told me to pray that God loves me. That's exactly it. And that's what God is saying to you right now to RS. Like literally God is saying like, open me to your highest, like he's saying, come to me. Like he's like, come to me, child, like come to me, you know, believe that I have this beautiful plan for your life. That's like what God is saying. He's like, or he or she or whoever, you know, you believe as your God, as your creator and the divine is like saying to you right now that like, I love you and like trust in me and come to me with this pain and I will take that pain away. Like all that pain and despair and like that heaviness on your heart that's weighing on you where you feel like you can barely breathe. Like sometimes in life, and like this is really coming to me right now too, it's like sometimes in life, the pain is just so unbearable where it's like we feel like we can't even, you know, do it. We can't even do it ourselves. But this is when we have to rely on something greater than ourselves, you know? And so it's in these moments that you are, you know, having this terrible, you know, despair. And it's just, I feel like I'm going to tear up almost just because again, I'm so sorry that you are going through that, but just know again that like God is literally like loves you and has this plan for you and like wants you to release that onto him. And, you know, wants to take up that despair. So that's like already a really big thing that like is definitely meant for you right now today, for you to hear that in this reading. And, you know, just to be at peace, you know, it says literally peaceful vessel for your love, and love is capitalized because, you know, the universe, God is love. And just, you know, being able to take in that peace and just being able to really, you know, replace that heavy weighted negative energy with the spirit of love. And, you know, just give that up, and just know that. And oh, RS, no, of course, I definitely want to always, you know, help and use my gifts for you guys. So thank you. And oh, and Johnny says, I'd like to say a prayer. Lord, you know, my burdens, I place them on your good shepherd's heart. That's exactly it. That's so beautiful. And like, that's literally what I was thinking too. I was thinking, you know, that verse as well too, where it's like, when I can't like go on, like I give it to you, like, you know, that beautiful verse where it's, and then there's also, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this story, and this kind of reminds me of this almost as well, is there's that story where it's like, I'm going to cry just thinking about this story, but it's called like Footprints in the Sand. And basically, it's like where it was basically a story about, this person was going through time and they were like, God, where were you? Like, where were you when I was going through this hard time? Like you were not there because I only see myself. Like I only see my footprints in the sand instead of like God's footprints going along with you. And in the story, he only sees his when he was going through the hardest moments and hardest part of his life. And I think it's so beautiful because what happens in that story is God is like, I'm gonna start crying because just okay, because then God in that moment is like, that's when I was like carrying you. So like that's when he like that's God literally comes to us the most, is in those moments that we need, we need that. And that's when he he, she, the universe, whoever you believe, again, I don't want to discriminate, but is there and loves you and is ready to like literally carry you through this. And like just know that, and know you're not alone, and know that that plan is there in place for your life. So I'm almost tearing up here, but I just feel it so deeply, and I just really feel like that's definitely like the main message. But I'm going to also pull another card for you to kind of get a little bit more clarity here for you, RS. And then really quickly, I'm going to address Christina. And also I wanted to say too, for Cardano, thank you so much. I'm going to get to your reading next. And thank you again so much for your contribution. We will do a 5-card reading for you today too. So that's really amazing. And thank you so much. And then Christina, you said, I'm not sure how to purchase. Do I press the cash button and it tells me to update? Oh, you know what, Christina, for that, it may be that basically your payment, like whatever like you have on file, I guess, for Google or whatnot, whatever like your method is, it might be it like different, like, you know what I mean? Like it might be wrong, or it could be like a different card than you like actually want, or it could be like a number of things, but you might just want to update like your payment method is what I'm guessing, since it says update. I don't know. That happens to me though, like a lot. That happens to me all the time, I feel like, especially because, it's like there's so many different things where we have like our info and stuff. So that makes sense. It's probably that. And then, oh, thank you, thank you, Cardano. Thank you again. Okay, so okay, back to this intense. Okay, so okay, RS, and then we're gonna pull another card for you here that God wants for you. I feel like this is definitely the card for you. Okay. This already really tells me a lot here, RS. So this is called this card is Earth School. And that sound at first I was like, what are you trying to say about like through this card? But it makes sense already to me now because it's becoming a little clearer here, because it's saying life lessons, soul growth, higher learning. So basically you're growing from this experience. Like, even though it is so crushingly painful, and I'm so sorry that it is, and I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this like heavy, almost, painful energy that's just weighing on your soul. But again, just like in our first card that we drew for you, and it said that is drew a word. I just realized I'm like that I drew. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. For you is that basically, that you're not alone, and that, literally we're carrying you, like God like is carrying you through the situation. And that God loves you, has a plan for your life. And then this really kind of goes hand in hand with that card in our reading today, because it's saying, that not only is there going to be this, light at the end of the tunnel for you, and not only is like God there for you, loves you, and like wants you to release, that pain to him, but into the universe, but it literally says here that it's like soul growth, life lessons. So you're almost just like being able to grow in a way, like you see here how like they're flying in the card, right? So you're flying, and then it's just like you are able to, just how you feel so weighed down, just like in our first card, we kind of saw that. It's like, this is what's going to lift you up. This, even though it seems like it doesn't make any sense right now, what's going on, is this experience basically is going to lift up your soul, allow you to just become, even better, and learn from this in a deep way. So there's going to be positive change that comes out of this hard time. I know that is like hard, and I'm sorry that you are experiencing this. I will pull in one more card for you to just get clarity whether as well, if it's with this your boyfriend or not, where like, but I do want you to know that, just as our first two cards indicate, that it's going to be a very positive thing for you, and things are going to get better, and you are going to grow, and you are going to fly. Not just grow, not just be okay and not have this terrible, like earth, like hard to breathe energy of this pain, but you are going to literally be able to fly. So it's like the opposite of being grounded to the earth, right? Like right now you're grounded and like feeling like that heavy weight of energy. But I just want you to know that your future, whether it's with your boyfriend or not, it looks to me like you are going to literally be like flying, like soaring. Like you're not just going to be not being weighed down, but you're going to be rising above. So that's a really beautiful and inspirational thing. And I do have a few people who, and also thank you, Jesse. I will get to you too right after I get to Cardano. So thank you again so much for all of your support, everyone. I seriously, like, I know I say it all the time, but it seriously just is, I'm so grateful, and it allows us to continue to do this for you guys. So thank you again. I'm just again so grateful. And then I'm going to pull one more card for you, RS, today, because I just want to see if we can find even more clarity on your boyfriend specifically. But either way, things definitely are going to be good for you. Things are going to look up, and that weighted energy, that despair that you might be experiencing, is definitely going to be alleviated, and not only alleviated, but you're going to fly and soar in life and love, so that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And okay, so I have a few cards, but this card just kind of like glowed to me. I just have a few cards down here, and like this one just kind of glowed. So let's see what this says. Okay. Again, like this is showing us kind of already our present situation here. It's showing, and I don't want you to be discouraged by this, but this is probably, again, showing you currently, because again, this is timeless. So like it's showing your current state, and it's showing, the wastelands. But this is what's beautiful about this. And this is what kind of also provides clarity here, is it says, the wastelands. So that's kind of how you're feeling. And that's kind of what, despair is the card we pulled. So you are in that despair, that heavy, where that heavy energy. But I don't want you, again, to be like scared here, because if you see this card, if you look closely, it literally says, tend to your garden. And once she like looks within and knows, once she knows these things, just as now from this reading today, life is flowing, right? Water is life, and life comes from that, and love comes from that, and a relationship comes from that. So basically, I just want you to look within in this situation here. I want you to tend to your garden, to not, to again, give up the energy, release it to God, release it to the universe, and then to tend to yourself. And that's how the relationship will continue, is if you make sure you are taking full care of yourself and your spirit and your soul. And if, that is not able to, if, your boyfriend is not able to also tend to your garden, if he's not able to, completely just fill you with life and love, and just really, almost hold you in a way, like hold you not just, physically, but hold you spiritually, hold you emotionally, be able to just, just pour into you. Like you deserve to have someone who pours into you. And I really strongly feel that right now, that again, like you need someone who pours in life, who pours in love to you. And I want you to start doing that to yourself, and, for yourself, and to have that expectation where it's like, I deserve this. I deserve someone who pours in this life and love. As you can see here, you're in the despair, but my boyfriend never did. Your boyfriend never did. And maybe that's why, the universe, God is saying that since your boyfriend is not pouring those things into you, he's not giving you that support when you're like, it's almost like here. And again, I can keep going with these readings, but it's almost like here you feel like when you needed him, it just came to me. It's like when you needed him most, you had to, like, you were abandoned almost. Like you had to look into yourself. Like you were just so filled with despair and feeling like, where it's like that whole, like the position and the despair that you see in the card here. It's like, instead of having someone who held you, instead of having someone who embraced you and lifted you up, RS, you said yes. So that's exactly what I'm feeling too. And it's like, instead of having someone who was there to really fully embrace you and lift you up, you were alone and abandoned, and you were not supported and not given that stream of life and love. So honestly, what I think that this really tells us so much, again, is like, instead to find that love from God, and to find that love within yourself, and to know that you deserve someone who will give you those things. You deserve someone who will give you that unconditional love, who will cherish you and provide you with just like how, the water's flowing to her. Like, she is beautiful. She's a beautiful rose, but yet she's in despair because she feels abandoned and she feels not supported, but you deserve to be supported. So anyways, I know that went on a little bit longer than we had originally thought, but I just think it's so important because that was such a powerful reading. I want to fully, to go through that with you, but that's a lot. And I think that that's a beautiful reading. And I really hope you found a lot from that reading today, RS. So again, my prayers are for you. I will continue to pray for you. And, I'm sending all of my love your way too. So yes. And then I will get to, Cardona, which I think you may have said your name was not Cardona. Oh, I'm sorry. Your name is Sadiq, right? Sadiq. So Sadiq, today I turned 34. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Everyone wish Sadiq a happy birthday. That is so exciting. Everyone wish him a happy birthday. And you know what? I know several people who have birthdays today. So today's my mom is today, and my mom is like a light of love and beauty and amazing, and like literally one of my best friends, if not my best friend. So it's a beautiful day to have a birthday too. So that's extra special because my mom is filled with love. So I feel like you definitely have that Cancer, like loving, caring heart, And then, it says today I turned 34. Well, congratulations again. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And then I'm talking to a girl I like, but I don't know how it's going, but I feel we vibe hard when we talk. Okay, Sadiq. So you're talking to a girl you like, right? But you're not sure, where it's going to lead. So you feel that initial connection, but like, let's look into the cards and kind of go from there, Sadiq. But again, happy birthday. Happy birthday. So happy for you. Birthdays are just so amazing, like such a blessing. And it's so funny because I know several people who have a birthday today. So today is a great day to have a birthday. Okay. And then, RS, you said thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Again, I loved being able to help in any way I can. And you are all just literally, like, everyone is just so beautiful and amazing. And you guys always just make me so happy with your kindness. So thank you. And I'm really happy that I helped in any way, RS. So thank you. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So, all right. So I have some of these cards that were calling to me, this stack here. And we're going to shuffle them for you, Sadiq, and kind of get more clarity on where this relationship is heading with this girl that you've been talking to and where the potential is there. So let's look and see. And again, I'm just shuffling here. Shuffling. Okay, this is definitely the first card. Again, like, it just is kind of glowing to me and I can just feel it in my intuition. So let's see. It's a little hot where I am right now. Okay, so our first card we pulled for you is Mother Rose. So returning to each other, compassion, humanity. So what I feel like this is really saying here is, like, you guys have this connection that's very natural. It's almost like a soul connection, I would say. And there's this like human element to it though, like this passionate element as well. So it's like you guys have this natural, it's almost like what I'm feeling here is it's like you have this natural, like, you feel like you've known them for longer than you have. Is that true? Do you feel like you've known her for longer, like, than you actually have known her? Sadiq, I feel like that's very true. But again, like, let me know too if things resonate with you. But yeah, so I feel like you feel this human soul connection with her. And it feels like someone that, again, you have this general, like, you care a lot about, what she says, and you care about her on like this human level as well as a soul level. So again, you feel that natural, like you've known her for longer than you have. And then you also feel like you really care what, happens to her and what you just have this different kind of compassion and passion towards her already, I'm feeling. So I'm feeling like there's definitely potential because again, it shows here, it shows a circle, it shows a connection, a rose, and it shows, the rose blossoming. So there is a connection to open up and to become something more. And as you can see right here, there is the figure on the top, I think an ancient deity, and basically, opening up, right? Opening into something more. So I see the potential in the relationship, and I see that there is that established connection in the root, because again, it says returning to each other. So there is that deeper soul destined connection I'm feeling. And, definitely let me know too, but I am also feeling like you have that feeling where it's like you feel as if you've known her and you care about her more than you care about like an average person, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, you not saying you don't care about other people, but for some reason you're like, you feel extra involved with her on that level. So that's our first card for the reading for you today. And then we will continue shuffling. So so I'm just going to show you guys too. So this card kind of just really popped up and just, I don't know, I just felt this sense. And again, I have to follow my intuition here, but let's see. Okay, this is interesting. This is kind of going almost in chronological order, this reading, which is, it was literally hopping out. Like the energy is so vibrant there. Okay, so then it's basically saying, you said thank you for the birthday wishes. Of course, of course. And then basically it says relationship, which is already crazy to me. So at some point there will be a relationship. I have to look back to if you said that you guys are already in a relationship or you're talking, but maybe not in an official relationship. Well, I do believe that there will be a relationship established. Okay. So that's kind of, we saw this, this past soul connection that was already there. Right. And that's kind of something that's like the past that evolves into a relationship in our second card here. So as you can see, we're kind of evolving into this relationship. And what the card itself says, which we can kind of learn from and lean on too, is it says, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. Any needs are always abundantly met. So I feel like this has already kind of really told me a lot here is like, I feel like you may feel again, this natural connection with her, and you may feel like there's so much potential there, but this relationship that could potentially turn into, which definitely it looks like is the potential for the future of, your connection. It looks to me though, that there's almost an element of like needing to let go of something. Like it's almost to me like you have this fear. You have this fear. And I'm wondering, like, we'll get more clarity here, but I feel like it's either a fear of just like opening up and like letting, opening up like and being vulnerable with someone because you're afraid of getting hurt. That's one of the ways that I'm kind of feeling. But then I also feel too that it could be that you're afraid to like, there's something you're afraid to let go of. So it's something either, you're afraid to just fully embrace this happiness. And it may be because you're just afraid to truly be happy, even in a way, and like let yourself be happy, which, of course, that's something that a lot of us struggle with. It's like, why am I, almost, it's like that self defeating, mindset that we have from past trauma, from past hurt. But it could be that, or it could also be a previous, someone hurt you or something hurt you, I believe, almost in the past. And you're almost afraid now to really get into this relationship and allow yourself to be vulnerable because you're almost scared that if you surrender too much to this person, if you really allow them to have this hold on your heart, that it's going to be broken. Let me know too if you're really feeling that and if that's resonating with you too, because, again, I love to hear too if things are resonating and, kind of expand and we can kind of continue to spiritually grow together there. So next card we pulled, which is weird because I didn't even actually think about it. I was like, I didn't think this time, like, oh, I'm going to pull another card. I just literally was like, I just pulled the card. So I like, know it was the one, if that makes sense, because like, I didn't even like think about it, but at all, but intuition, right? So it says the age of light. It says you've been training for this for lifetimes. So that honestly already brings so much clarity here because you have been waiting for this opportunity in a way. And right now I'm feeling like what's getting in the way of the relationship developing almost is this fear of, being vulnerable and letting go of control. So you're afraid to let go of control and fully open up your heart. There is this potential you have with her, this soul potential, you feel like this connection is deep. And yeah, you feel like this connection is super deep, and you feel that, this human, like you've known her longer than you have. There is this potential for relationship, but again, there's this whole aspect of like, are you going to surrender, this fear of letting, her have some control on your heart? Because, and you said, I do. Okay. That's amazing. If you have some of this fear of like letting go, of that, and then of letting go of that. And then, this is interesting too, because this makes sense to me, because the age of light, it's like, you've been training for this for lifetimes, which at first you might be like, what does that mean? But what this means really is that you've been searching for someone like her for a while. Okay. Like this has been something that's been destined for a very long time to happen. And so you've been destined for this to happen for a very long time. And basically this is the potential of the relationship, is this beautiful light, right? Like, because things take time to fully develop into something beautiful. Like, we can't just, of course we can feel those connections and that potential very early on with someone, but it takes time to get to know someone. Like, you can't just, of course you can feel that love and deep connection and soul, level connection right away, but it takes, a lot of patience and pursuing each other and learning about each other and growing together. And again, time is relative, so I'm not saying it has to be like a month then it's good, or it's all different for each relationship and each dynamic. But basically, the age of light is the fact that this relationship will develop into something beautiful if you give it that time, and you continue to work on this aspect here of letting go of this need to be in control, letting go of this past hurt that's really causing you to not want to surrender the relationship. And it's almost getting in the way of your journey to her, and to, developing this into something further and into love. So I hope that that's really kind of causing some, allowing you to have some clarity here. And then we'll pull some more cards to get even more clarity. But I hope that those three so far are already kind of telling us a lot about the situation and everything. And then I'm going to shuffle some more cards. Okay. Is my connection bad, or just because I saw a few people said something about buffering? So I'm not sure if it's my connection or what exactly it may be, but I'm sorry if you guys are experiencing any issues at all with that. So this is the card I'm feeling here. And this card we have, okay, so we are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. So this makes sense to me, because what it's saying here is like, again, and you can kind of see her too, like this is her, this is a representation of her, I believe, very strongly here. And it's almost saying like, you can have this connection can fully be developed, but you have to get to the root of what's causing you to hold back in this relationship. So looking at the other cards that we already pulled here, as it says, letting it unfold in its perfect way, and, that letting go of control. And then this is kind of really giving us clarity here on why are you holding control in the first place. Here, it's like, these are the roots of the things that are getting in the way of this potential relationship. And like this, the roots, we have to get back to the roots in order for the connection to develop with her, if that makes sense. So in order for the age of light, in order for this connection to fully go to light and to develop into this beautiful, beautiful thing, which has so much potential. And So sorry, I was just confused because you said she fine, but I didn't know if you meant anyway. So then it says, instead of to really, go through this, yeah, you feel like you care for her a lot and you're on the same vibe level. So yeah, that's kind of exactly too what our first card shows. It shows that established relationship, and it shows that established connection. And you see that, right? And then basically there is that potential for something more. And just as just as the relationship shows, right, just as this shows, it shows once you let go of control, then we can really fully have that embrace and journey towards the light of this relationship. And then our last card, again, okay, so I mean, not our last card, we're going to pull another card, but as you can see here, it says becoming grounded, living in connection. So once you get to the, yes, exactly. Go to do what you can do to let go, plant your seeds, then water them. So yeah, exactly. Plant your seeds. Like, so what I'm really feeling too is like, you need to get to the bottom of what's causing you to hold back in this relationship, get to the roots of that. And from there, then you'll be able to fully develop into this relationship. Oh, okay. And then you want to hear for your last card, I want to know if I'll leave and work outside of Kuwait and work my dream job. Okay, so we will look into that now, into that question as well. But I hope that did help provide you some clarity. Again, happy birthday, by the way. I'm so happy you have a birthday today. There's one deck in particular that I'm really feeling drawn to, so I'm gonna go with that deck. So feeling this one right now is the deck that's going to answer this question about your job. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm shuffling the cards here. I just have to put them down and then. Okay. This is definitely the card, but I'm going to knock my energy into it too, just to help this reading a little bit more too, since we are focusing our intentions on something a little bit different. So. Okay, I just knocked my energy into this card. So if you'll leave work and work my dream job. Okay, so if you'll leave and work your dream job. So let's see. The first card we're pulling is fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. So, okay, this is interesting. So I almost feel like here, this is funny because yeah, second card is on, yeah, that for sure. So basically, like, this is interesting to me because it's saying, to surrender. And I believe here, this is almost interesting because it's like saying, what is surrendering? Surrendering is kind of, submitting and saying yes. So I almost feel like if you say yes when called, if you fall into the arms, like if you fall into the arms of, this position that's calling you, that's how things will, work. And that's, how you'll be able to have your dream job is, again, by falling into it, falling into the universe, falling into yourself, and, being able to say yes and submit to that. And, just being able to really, there's going to be some, I'm seeing here too, there's going to be some, extremes that we're experiencing. And I think that you may be also on a little bit of a delay because some of the things I'm seeing, I'm like, I think maybe from the past part of our reading. But anyway, so the extremes that you're having, so there's going to be some extremes. There's going to be some like challenges that may get in the way of you pursuing your dream job. But what this card is really saying is to say yes, to fall into the arms, as in to just allow yourself to release and allow yourself to be happy and to follow your dreams, and follow exactly where your heart knows you need to go, where your spirit knows that you need to go. So I hope that really helped provide you some clarity. There are a few other readings. And also thank you, Mari. I will definitely take your reading right after. I believe there was one other reading first too that I do need to get to. So let's see. So I think it was Jessie. So Jessie, hi. Hi, Jessie. I'm excited to take your reading now. Thank you again so much for your kindness. And that really helps, again, I know I always say this, but it helps me like allow me to continue to do these for you guys. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And then Jesse, your question, Jesse, again, I'm like repeating the name in my mind just to kind of center my intuition and get attuned here because again, my energy has to shift a lot, and kind of has to shift rapidly. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. But let's see, Jesse. So Jesse, your question, I'm going to have to go back a little bit because I see that you submitted the amount and then, which is very nice. And again, thank you so much. But then I'm not seeing the actual question, Jesse. So Jesse, just make sure if you can submit the question you have for the reading, then I can totally do your reading for you. But I'm just trying to double check here okay, yeah. So Jesse, make sure to submit your reading, okay? And thank you so much. And just submit your question. I will get to the reading as soon as you do. And then I will take Mari until we get back to Jesse's question. So Mari, okay. Okay, so Mari, thank you, Warrior Dan. So Mari, I would like to know what will happen between me and my recent ex. So, all right, let's look into the cards and kind of see. Okay. Okay, Mari, I'm just really trying to change my energy and breathe in and take this in. So, okay, what will happen between me and my recent ex? What will happen between me and my recent ex, Mari? Okay. So, okay. The first card we pulled for you, Mari, is the Sacred Union. So it says, beloved within, inner and outer relationships. So I believe that this kind of is really establishing this love that you had in this relationship. Like there was this union and it seemed almost otherworldly in a way. Like you were just basically taken to this place where you just felt like it was almost, again, like you found your inner like child in a way, like if that makes sense. Like you found like this beauty within, and you found this, as you can see here too, you can kind of, I want you to be able to see what I'm seeing here. So you found this beauty in the relationship, and then it's almost saying here, it's like inner and outer relationships. So there's almost this beauty that had to be found within yourself. And like we can see kind of what will happen with you and your ex there once you find this. But I do believe it needs to occur that, there needs to be some self-discovery, because there needs to be not only, the beauty of the relationship, which, or this could also be, we're gonna have to look at more cards here because this just came to me as well. This could be the past of how the relationship was at one point. Like at one point, perhaps it was this beautiful, beautiful, relationship that was super, intimate and super like passionate. I feel like maybe, okay, this actually just all, again, just sorry, I changed directions, but it's just as I'm going with my intuition here. What I feel like this card actually is really, really saying to us here is that there was a time in your relationship with this person where you were super passionate and had this super devoted, again, that super like passionate, erotic, like you had this deep like connection, this deep like love and devotion for each other almost, where it's like you kind of just like, it's like a very like sensual energy there, I feel almost, that you had with this person at one point. But, let's kind of look at the cards and see where things are going from there and how they progress. So, okay. So we were together for almost 13 years. Okay, that makes sense because again, it's showing that there was this serious, deep connection, commitment, this serious, love that was present. So that really kind of shows us that serious, deep love that we did have and it was established there. But let's kind of look again. I will pull, I said, how many cards, but if I'm going to wait until we really find full clarity here before we can, move on. Okay, so this is interesting. I think this could be part of the problem that originally occurred. And, from here we can kind of see into the future more, as we progress. But boundaries. It seems like there was an issue almost with because I'm feeling pulled in two directions right now. I'm feeling pulled by one thing. I'm thinking, was there almost like taking for granted going on in this relationship? Was there, like someone, like, were they taking you for granted kind of, and like it was hard to almost kind of set your boundaries in place, any longer? Oh, thank you again. Happy birthday. I just saw that message. Thank you. Happy birthday. Like it was almost kind of hard to kind of um like set your boundaries fully into place because you felt almost like you were losing part of yourself. And there's part of that aspect, but then there's also another part where I'm really very strongly also feeling like there could be this like outside influence in the relationship that may have occurred, because I'm seeing, the hands, and I'm seeing they're trying to, pull from the relationship, from this, inner devotion. So I feel like there was either, it could, again, but I'm feeling like there was this devotion, this deep love. You guys were together for this very long time. And then what happened is either there was like that whole like aspect of, there needing to be better boundaries because, they were taking, advantage or asking too much of you or something like that. Or there was this outside influence that was kind of grasping at that beauty and trying to kind of take away that beauty that was once there between the two of you. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But yes, both. Okay, both. That's amazing. So both of those things are true then for you, Mari. And I see that, and I really feel both of those things. So that kind of explains again the future of where things started going once, we like this is how it began, the relationship, and then this is kind of what the issues that started occurring were. But we kind of want to look into the future more. So let's kind of I'm going to try to tap into that energy that's kind of more, again, related to where things will go, in the relationship. So I'm thinking here too, like, I don't know why I just felt really drawn to this deck. So I'm going to actually switch over to this deck for our next card. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm feeling almost like a quieting kind of energy right now. Like I'm normally a very chatty person, but I'm feeling like this, like very sort it's almost like it's like not calming though, which is, it's weird. It's a different kind of energy I'm feeling from this reading right now, but it's like almost like a hidden, like there's some hidden elements. I'd have to like continue to really focus on this, but anyway, so Mari, here we go. So there's almost like a hidden, I don't know why hidden is coming to my mind, but let's see. So this is the card. Oh, I forgot to show you. Okay, it says garden, nourishment, tenderness, rest. So, oh my gosh, okay. This makes a lot of sense here. So just as the relationship began, there was this, deep devotion, this deep beauty. And then there was, this aspect of the relationship where there was both, outside influences just trying to grasp at this love that you guys had. But there's also this whole like taking advantage of, your light, and, you having to, finally set these boundaries in place where it's like, I know what I'm worth, and I want to, feel that I'm not taken advantage of, and just like all the time just being like, grasped at, and like basically just having to, yes, I feel it all the time. Yeah, like just exactly. And then the water your garden just kind of goes hand in hand with that, because it's showing again. And sometimes it's interesting because it's not always like the answers that we receive from the universe, from God, like aren't always what we're like thinking or expecting. But I think this is really saying here too, where it's like, now because you've had this really, hard aspect, this really challenging, like almost like that, again, that grabbing, like taking from you, taking from your spirit, taking from who you are. It's almost like this really is now not your time to really focus necessarily on this, your acts necessarily. It's more now time to water your own garden. It's now time for you to find that serenity and calmness and peace in yourself. And, you will have, it says nourishment, nourish yourself, water your garden, you know, find that tenderness and that rest. Like, you've had so much anxiety, I almost feel like, and I feel like this deep anxiety, this deep like grabbing and deep like negative energy almost coming at you, like, you know, not, it's just so much negativity I'm feeling right in this card and in this moment here. And, you know, it's saying, it's just almost like, you know, when it's like the rain finally stops and there's that sense of peace, you know, and it's like that whole, like the rainbow begins to come out again. And there's like that deep, deep peace. Or like, what do they say? The eye of the hurricane. That's another example I'm really kind of feeling, visualizing here. It's like, you know, there's the storm, and then it's like the eye is like that peaceful serenity. And that's what you need. You need to be in this space right now. You need to be in this nourishing, replenishing space for yourself and for your future love and for your future life. So basically, I would really focus right now on this nourishment, this care for yourself, and you know, caring about that. And I think that the things will fall into place once you do that. Like, that's how you will get to the next steps. So anyway, I do need to shift over. I hope that helps you a lot, Mari. And then I do need to shift over now really quickly to, I believe, who had also requested. Okay, so let's see. I believe, yeah, so it was Jesse. So Jesse, let's see what your question is. Hi, Jesse. Thank you so much again, by the way. So Jesse, you said, I want to start a relationship with someone I've been around for the past year. Okay. I adore him and I believe he's my person. I had a sketch done last August and it was him. Wow, that's amazing. So you want to start a relationship with someone you've been around for the past year. So you do kind of want to see then kind of the future of the relationship, or let's just see what, you know, the message is about this relationship. I feel like that's kind of, oh, you said, okay. Mari said, okay, it does. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Mari. I'm so happy that helped you. Okay, so let's look. I'm feeling more called to this deck again for this to kind of see again what the future looks like with this relationship, with this connection that you have, Jesse. So let's see. I'm shuffling right now again. You kind of see. Okay, so Jesse, okay, great. And then amazing. And then, okay. Jesse. And then, oh, Jordan, thank you so much. I just saw that too as well. Because again, I'm really trying to focus my energy on these readings and, you know, each person, but I'm noticing, you know, some other people who are also coming in. So thank you, Jordan. I'll get to yours too right after we, you know, take time for Jesse here. Okay, so again, I'm feeling it. So it's like this person who's been, you know, in your life, this person, they've been like a friend almost. I feel, maybe you haven't said that, but I already feel that energy, like that, like they feel like your person. You feel so, you know, they feel like such a light. I'm already feeling light. I don't know why, like light is really coming to me, like a glow like around them, because, you know, I don't know why. Again, the sunshine is just coming to my mind here. But let's see what our cards have to say, Jesse. I was just feeling one knock that time. So let's see what this means here. So, okay. So, okay. So basically, let's see. This is interesting. And this is not a card I normally pull often. His son's name is Sunny? No way. No way. That's so funny to me, because I literally was sensing that sun, like, and I was seeing the sun. And then the first card I pulled too also has a sunshine light too right here, which is, so there's something to do with that aspect, definitely deeply. But then this is an interesting card. I actually never really normally pull this card. So I'm really trying to really feel it out and feel exactly what this means to us. But it's Anna, which is the grandmother of Jesus. And she represents, you know, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So I almost feel like this kind of shows, you know, where the, you know, where the connection has been established. Like there was this strong, you know, foundation, because it literally says, you know, laying foundations. So I feel like this, okay, it kind of just came to me a little bit more too, more clarity came. So basically the foundation that you guys have had together, like this friendship or like this relationship of some sort that you've had, has really set the foundation for the future for you two. So basically, again, like you basically, you haven't necessarily, it's been a friendship foundation, like it's been a friendly foundation, but there's so much potential here to rise up to the sun and be that light, you know? So again, like I'm seeing that you had to go through a path and a journey with them. Like you had to literally, like you had to seed the light. So seeding the light. So, okay, this is crazy. Sorry, it's so cool. I always get so excited. Seeding the light. So you had this friendship you had with him was planting the seeds. Okay. It was planting the seeds. And as you can see here, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder if they know what I'm saying here. So it says planting the seeds, laying foundations. So again, this friendship, this relationship you've had with them for the past year, this friendship relationship, and you helped him through the death of his mother. I'm so sorry, but that's, wow, that's really powerful here to me already. And I can see that you really have that strong connection and foundation, and you've seeded that into the relationship. And then it's looking into the divine plan. So the divine plan is the future of the relationship. And what does that lead to? That leads to the light, that leads to something beautiful, that leads to the beauty, the grandmother of Jesus, who's a beautiful representation of, pure divine light and guidance. So, and she has a beautiful aura of sunshine around her. So I definitely see that, and see that sun and that sunshine. That's crazy too, that his name also has that as well. So now let's pull another card for you too and continue to get clarity here. So I'm just trying to think where I should, okay, put this here. So I'm going to, I always have to breathe in, like I always feel a lot of energy, which is great. It's a good thing. And it's also a very powerful thing too. So sometimes I have to like release some of this energy I feel during these times with you guys. Okay, so I feel like this is your next card, Jesse. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Look at what card I just pulled, Jesse. Like, this is insane to me. The sun. I'm not kidding you. I can't make this up. Like, I cannot. This is like I literally just pulled the sun. I'm blown away right now. That's amazing. That's amazing, because literally before our reading even started, like as you guys have seen, I know, Jesse. I'm like, what? Like, I literally was like, oh, the sun's really coming to my mind. And then you said already, like, there was a connection with the sun. And then I literally pull out of hundreds of cards I have right under here. Like I pulled the sun. That's just blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like, it's just so crazy to me. So joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. So what this really shows me here is like, this is, I'm just like, this is a really good sign. Like, this is honestly beautiful. Like there's literally, I'm sorry, I'm just like blown away right now, because I really feel like this sunshine, this light, this relationship, like could be your soulmate. Like I really feel like very strongly that this is like your person. I am just, again, like I know I'm like almost like at a loss for words, because again, like this is just so pure, like this light of this relationship, and there's such a strong foundation. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Like, thank you for allowing me to help like with you and with this experience. But literally, like, this is beautiful. Like, this is about to turn into something that's divinely beautiful. And I just know, like, literally this already told me so much, from this garden, from planting these seeds with the relationship, from having this friendship. You have this beautiful light of a connection that is going to go on for all of eternity. Like, it's that strong and that beautiful. And just basically it's saying, just as the sun, gives us light, just to enjoy each other, enjoy that strong, beautiful, pure love connection that will develop and will happen. And I feel like now, and you can see, like, this is a really cool reading, because now you can literally see exactly, that this is very good, very positive. The sun, I mean, you can't get more of a light than that. That's just, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's just amazing. That's just beautiful, Jesse. I'm just so happy for you. Let me know too, if you'd like me to pull you another card. I already feel like this already told us everything really here. I mean, like soulmate, like literally Oh, you're crying so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Seriously, like, thank you. My gosh, I'm so happy to like have experienced this with you, Jesse. And I'm just so happy. Like again, like I have like goosebumps. Like I don't even know if you guys can see it, but I literally have goosebumps. Um, Thank you, Jesse. I'm just so happy that you enjoyed that. And I just really that was just beautiful. Like, oh man. Okay. So I really only can do a few more because again, like this is a lot of energy, but I do want to take everyone's, of course, that I have goosebumps, Jesse. That was so beautiful. Okay, and then Jordan said, when do I find love? Oh man, yeah, okay, because this is just okay. There's just so much energy here. Okay, so Jordan, you said, when do I find love? Did I meet him already? So I will look at your question, Jordan, and then okay, perfect. Okay, I'm just trying to recenter. So okay. Okay, so I just there's so much. There's like people don't realize like I love doing this. I literally love. Oh, bless you, Jesse. Bless you. Seriously, like I'm sending all my blessings your way. I love doing this so much, but like people don't realize when they'll be like, why? Like, is it But it does like I take it on fully, so it's a lot, but I love it again. Like, and I love being able to help. So again, I love it so much. I thank you, Jesse. Thank you. Thank you and bless you and just sending all my love to you and to your relationship. And then okay, so Jordan, when do I find love? Did I meet him already? Jordan. When did I find love? Did I meet him already? Okay, so this card already is the first one at the top. And I don't know why I again have to follow my intuition, but I felt very strongly called to this card. So we are going to see. Okay, so this is weird, interesting. The first card we pulled is love. So let's see what the card kind of says more, in depth here, because it's definitely, there's love there, but let's read on and I can kind of interpret it a little bit more. It says it's not about wait, this is weird. Okay, it's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to that inner child that I always remember. I myself am love. Do you see I'm tearing up right now? I don't know why, like that just like moved me. And like I think it's probably because again, there's so much like energy that's been going on with all these readings. But I think that that's just beautiful in a lot of ways because like part of what like the universe is trying to tell you right now. Oh my gosh, I'm literally like crying, guys. So part of like what the universe is trying to tell you right now is like instead of wanting to like look for love, like right now, like to know, that you yourself are love and like to find that love from from within, um and just to know that like to care for your inner child and to know you're always told that when you crazy Jordan. I literally was like, I don't know why it like moved me in a way, but I mean, of course I would still want to I'm gonna pull another card obviously for you because I do want to see if I can find any more clarity, but it's definitely a big thing, that's a big theme I'm feeling for you. Again, instead of just finding love, when we truly can find our soulmate, when we truly can find the person that we're destined to be with, it's because we have found that inner love, that inner peace within ourselves and within our spirit. And when we learn to love ourselves, because how can you find the love of your life? How can you find your soul partner, your person, the person that you're destined for, that love that lights up your life? How can you find them until you know how to light up your own life and until you fully know your soul and love your soul, until you can just look inside and feel that beauty and contentment and that I am enough and I am so amazing and I deserve everything, but I love who I am today and in this moment. That's when you can meet that person who compliments you perfectly and who you can give your love to fully. So I hope that makes sense too. And it's crazy too that you've also heard that in a lot of other readings. So I feel like that's definitely a big theme for you that you need to know. And then let's kind of get a little bit more clarity too as well. We'll pull another card for you. Jordan. So when do I find love? And again, like I can only, okay, so I'm going to shuffle the cards here. I obviously will try to find you as much clarity as we possibly can with this answer, but that's definitely something that I would like you to really focus your energy on, is that whole aspect of, finding that love within yourself and your inner child, because I think that's very important for you on this journey to finding, your soulmate and finding your true love. So definitely I wouldn't, put that aside. Ooh, do you see that card just popped out? We're going to go with this one. Okay. Okay. So basically this is interesting too. So there's definitely this really big aspect of divinity calling to me in this reading here with you, because the next, card we got here is Council of Light. So basically it says right here, it says divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So part of you finding love basically, and is, not only loving yourself and your inner child, but there is this divine spiritual growth I'm feeling that needs to occur here, because it's saying you are supported, you have helpers, you have people, you have angels, you have saints, you have God, you have the universe, you have spirits, you have all these things and these people and these, that love you and want to help you on your journey, to finding love. So to reach out and continue with that on your search to finding love, I think is super important if you want to get to the next step to finding your soulmate. So if this kind of helps you already, I really think, I'm going to pull another card again. I like to get more clarity, and when I'm feeling like I need to still continue that to really have a good reading, I will. I do feel kind of called towards leaning towards the side of you haven't met your soulmate yet, though. That's kind of where my intuition's leading me, because I feel like this, both of these cards combined, we're kind of seeing that in order to, find love, you're looking for finding, but it's like, it's not about finding, it's about loving yourself and loving your inner child. And then it's saying, looking at the Council of Light, looking up to, the spiritual realms, your angels, to really guide you to this. It's almost making me feel as if it's guided to the future, and like your light, your love, your soulmates in the future once you go through these aspects and through this journey. But let's pull another card just again to give you a little bit more clarity here. Again, I just kind of just did this and I felt this calling. I was like, this is the card. So we're going to go with this card for you. Okay. So this already kind of makes more sense to me. Because I just pulled Morning Dew, and Morning Dew is clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. So what does that mean necessarily in, along with these cards here, is that basically it's definitely not someone you know. So that kind of actually answered that question pretty definitively. Like, it's not someone you know, or actually, wait, now that I think about it a little bit further, it's either someone, okay, because now that I'm thinking about it, and it's like something was a little bit, sometimes I'll say something and something like in my intuition will be like rethink that. I don't know necessarily if it means that, it's a new person, but there's something fresh about it. So it's either, your outlook at, I think it's a new person. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I have to debate things in my head with my intuition here, but it's a new person. Once you change your outlook on life, that's when that person will come into your life. So that makes total sense. That kind of answers everything here, now that I think about it, because as you can see, Morning Dew, right? So it says clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. Just like the first card, it says you have to love your inner child, love yourself before you can find your love. So you will find that person once you find that fresh start, that inner child reset of yourself and your own spiritual, growth and journey, and your outlook is really changes. And then also, you should call upon the divine during this time of discovery and finding yourself, and really, discovering, that new fresh start. Like, it's like when you like get into the bath and like you just refresh and like you're almost baptized in the water. Like, that's the exact same process I feel like you have to go through in order to find that love in your life. So I hope that makes sense. And that was a really beautiful reading too. So again, I hope that provided some clarity on what exactly you need to do to find this new person. So, and it is someone you don't know. So again, you have to reset yourself. You have to really be baptized spiritually in the fact of like resetting your mind, your outlook, all your energy, and really finding that love within who you are as a person. So, oh, you said thank you. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. I love that. And I love your name too. That's one of my best friend's names. So it's a beautiful name. So thank you so much. And then our last reading for today is going to be, okay, so let's see. So it was, okay, so, oh yeah. So, okay, so you said your name is pronounced Sad dick. Okay. Sadik, right? Sadik or sad dick. Okay. So more about my future, please. Will I get my dream job and where will I end up? I feel shackled in my country and need a new home. Okay, so we will explore more about your future with your dream job. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. So Sadik. Got it. Sadik. Okay, so we will look into your future more with your dream job now. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to pronounce it wrong. I was trying. It's a very nice name. I definitely didn't mean to do that. So got it eventually. A lot of people pronounce my last name wrong too. So if that makes you feel better. Okay, so so the first card we're pulling here is Messenger. So serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So Messenger, this makes sense. This honestly didn't tell us too much because what this is really telling us is that this is the message. Like this is the messenger. Like not, like I'm about to bring you the message. It's kind of just like a prelude to, to this reading because it's really saying, this is about to occur. So just kind of open yourself up. Yeah, I guess so. You said you're my messenger. Yeah, I guess so. Oh my gosh, I just thought of never mind. I don't know, but I just thought of something funny. But yeah, so I'm your messenger, I guess. So this is kind of what this reading is going to be, and it's kind of establishing that energy right from the get go. So let's look a little bit further too. Okay. And then I'm feeling kind of drawn to this deck as well. So we're going to next do this deck and yeah. Definitely. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely do not do that, please. Please do not do that. Again, I'm not, yes, please never do that. Like seriously, like okay, no, please do not do that. Again, like I definitely have you're making me very stressed out and nervous now. I literally like want you to know like we have like there's professional like lines too as well. Okay, if you were just joking, that's fine. I just got you just got me worried. But things I promise are gonna get better. Like again too, if you need like references that are like professional as well, I can give you those too. But I'm sorry that you are having a hard time though. Okay, so let's see what card this is. Okay, so this is interesting. So the first card we're pulling here that I really felt drawn to is, and then I'm feeling this card next. But this is the card that I first got here is, okay, is self-acceptance. So nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. So I'm feeling here that there's some kind of like aspect of like exhaustion, just feeling like I can't continue on this road of just feeling kind of tired almost. And it's like, but it says here, when you offer your whole being fully to love, and love is capitalized here. So I think that that's really important because, love, God is love. When you offer your whole being fully to God, to love, self-acceptance arises at the same time. So may I rest in our oneness, dear divine. So I really think here that there needs to be this self-acceptance. There needs to be this self-acceptance, that needs to occur. There needs to be the self-acceptance, that needs to occur. And Yeah, no, definitely. And then the next card, that I pulled is travel. So travel means seeing the surface of the ocean is not always the same as diving deep to see the coral. So what we're seeing here is that travel needs to be involved in your future and in that aspect as well. Um, so yeah, so the most precious. So seeing the surface of the ocean is not the same as, diving deep to see the coral. So basically, you're not really necessarily like looking fully deep within, like, and you're almost not having that self acceptance and looking into the divine for guidance here. But instead, you need to start on that journey. And that also can mean physical travel, because I know you had mentioned too that you basically were, thinking about maybe, taking this new journey to a different destination and, traveling for your dream job. So this is kind of encouraging you to do that and to travel and to really, physically change your environment in a way. And, knowing that at the same time, as it's talking about diving deep, it's like you have to dive deep within yourself as well to find that full self acceptance. And that will help you to really continue to travel and, find that as well. Let's pull another card for you too. We're just going to pull some cards and really. So basically, again, going in deep basically is is the main theme here. So we really want to travel deep within ourselves and travel also physically in order to pursue your dreams and to pursue that job that, you've been hoping for. Okay, so our next card is I Remember. So it says soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So will I be acquainted and accepted in that community? Will my dream actually occur? So that's kind of definitely what we are exploring right now. So then it kind of says, I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So basically, this is a plan. What's about to occur in your life has been the plan that has been destined for, all of eternity. And it's like a memory. It's like a distant memory almost to you. And the reason you have these dreams is because they are meant to be, if that makes sense. So you have that potential. If you look within yourself and look into that portal of your destiny, you can see it and find it. And then through that reflection, just as we just talked about, travel and looking into the ocean. So there's definitely this element of like looking deep within. And then there was that whole element in our first card where it was like self-acceptance and looking within. And I believe once you are able to do that fully and to look within and reflect upon yourself, you'll be able to travel. And, once you do, I believe that, the destiny that you've been hoping for will be able to occur. But let's pull, a few more cards and kind of get even more, because you also wanted to know, if you'll be accepted in that community, will my dream actually occur? So here's these cards. I'm pulling this one because, again, I feel very called to this one. Okay, this is interesting. The Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So again, it's like you have this potential to really fully, embrace your dreams. If you go, like you said, if I go, like you will have this, like once you believe, it will happen, if that makes sense. So once you believe it's time to travel, and as you can see, the sea is so vast, right? And the sea is so large, and basically, it's time for you to travel. It's time for you to explore the world and to find that. And that is what will bring your dreams to light and your destiny to light. And I can answer, one more question. You said, your parents, will they be sad being left behind? Okay, so let's kind of look into that a little bit as well. Oh, this is definitely the card that jumped out at me. I don't know if you saw that, but okay, this is crazy because you just talked about your parents, right? And the card I pulled is the Golden Children. The Golden Children. So it literally says inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So basically what this really says to me here is that you are their child, right? and they want you, and where they are in the universe, right? Their children are scattered throughout the world. But it doesn't mean that they don't still have, that inner love, and that love which transcends distances. So I believe your parents will be okay, and they will accept that because they'll know that you are following your dream and you are following the gifts that you have been given, and you're always using them as your guide, right? You always know your way home, if that makes sense. Like, you always know where home is, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go out and explore and really travel and pursue your dreams. So I think that that's really beautiful in and of itself. And yeah, so that is the reading for today. But anyways, I loved having you guys come, and it was great. And I will definitely come back on maybe, tomorrow or Sunday and do it again. But anyway, love you guys all so much, and all my blessings to you too. So thank you.